Hey, this is a bit of a different video, not too much effort, just kind of a quickie video. I just wanted to talk about it because it was on my mind. Okay, so, last year there was this contest on doomworld.org called Doom 2 The Way We Remember It. And in that contest, people remade all Doom 2 maps based entirely on their memory of them. So they got a little peek here and there, but overall they just remade them how they remember them. And I thought that was a great idea because it sounded fun. So I remade my favorite Doom 2 map, which is map 16 Suburbs. I didn't even want to enter the contest, I just wanted to, make the map because it was fun, and then I gave it to them and said, hey, you can have the map, and if you want to add it or something, then that's fine by me, but I don't care. And they actually ended up doing it as one of the secret maps, which I really didn't expect, but it was just for the fun of it. Well, a couple weeks ago, I started watching Decido play through all the maps, and while I was watching them, it just kinda got me thinking. Like, thinking about how memory works, how people's minds work, how they remember things, how their memories are, tainted by like false impressions or by other maps. And I kinda wanted to make this video to explain why I made the map the way that it is. I know it's not perfectly accurate, it's pretty accurate, I think. Maybe it's smaller, maybe, but obviously there's some weird quirks here and there, and I just wanted to talk about them. This is the starting area. It's basically the exact same. I'm not gonna comment on everything that's exactly the same as the original. I'm just gonna talk about the differences. Okay, so I remembered very distinctly that this starting area was damaged, battle damage. There's constant bullet holes everywhere in the walls, the plasters, peeling off, and I thought that extended to the outside, because I don't really ever look at the outside of buildings. I just mostly stay inside them, or just like run to the next building, whatever. But it doesn't actually. The original building is just bricks outside, which I didn't know. It also has a roof here, I think. There's also this shotgun, which is actually a chain gun, and I don't know why I put a shotgun there instead of a chain gun. I think it's because you actually get shells in this house. Well, there are bullets here, so it's kind of, flipped. Of course, there's the archvile. And this building, okay, you can see there's a garage door. I remember the garage door. I remember it was made out of wood, which doesn't make any sense. But I didn't know it was actually on this side. And the only way to reach the garage from this side is through a tiny door here that I didn't actually know about. I thought this is just how the garage door opened. And why, I'm gonna tell you. Because when you open the door, you can see all these imps. And these imps teleport out if they go over this trigger here. I don't know if I made it actually. And they start appearing here. That's where the teleport destination was. So I always just lure them outside of the garage and fight them here. So I thought, okay, I always come out of this house, I kill the archvile, and then I fight the imps here. How do the imps get here? Do they teleport out? I didn't even think about that. No, I thought, oh no, there's a garage door. Obviously, they must come out of this garage door, so it's gotta point this way, even though it doesn't. And then you get inside the building, and you can see it's very wooden. That's the one thing I remembered. It was very, very wooden. I didn't know there were bookshelves here. I knew there was one bookshelf here, which is the secret. I didn't know there were like bookshelves everywhere. And about this secret, you obviously, you lower this platform, you raise back up, and there's a switch in the wall. And the switch is hidden by a texture. Normally, there's this eye texture only here, which I distinctly remembered. I knew there was an eye texture here. I found that like really, really cool. There's just like some creepy eyes poking out through the wall. And I just love that. And I thought I extended over here because that's just such a striking memory that I didn't know was only confined to that area. I thought it was applied here too. And so I think it's a fire texture in the original. But I just remembered there's an eye, you shoot the eye, and it opens the secret. I didn't know it was only there, I thought it was here too. Anyway, you shoot this, and it opens that door. Why does it open that door, actually? Oh, no, that's right. That is correct, actually. Sorry, that is correct. See, my own memory. And no, actually, it's not, I think. No, this is mirrored, actually. I remember there being a shotgun here, and I thought, okay, there's a shotgun here and a armor here. And I know that's the exact same way as in the original. But in my mind, I thought, oh, the super shotgun is a much more valuable item. Surely you'd want to keep that as a secret instead of the armor. Anyway, you shoot that door, that opens. Okay, how do you reach this switch? Normally, there's like a torch here, and if you approach the torch and press use, this wall opens up. It's like a door, and when you press on it, it lowers much like this one. And then you get onto it, and you like stand like sort of this side, and then you can shoot the eyes. However, I didn't know that because I almost never used that secret. I don't think I've ever used that secret. Maybe like once on the GBA, but normally I just get up here, and you can actually, I'm gonna show that in the clip, you can actually shoot the eyes from here. It's a bit tricky, you have to stand on the edge, but that's how I always did it. So I thought, oh, that's how it applies here, but no. And there's obviously the supercharge. I know that you have to drop down into the hole to get the supercharge. I think it's a Mega Sphere actually. And you can sort of grab it without even getting in contact with the secret. I remember that. I don't think I implemented that well here, but I remembered it. And then we're going to go over to the brick house. Okay, I remember the house was made out of gray bricks. I didn't know exactly which gray bricks, I just remembered gray bricks because such a striking memory. Same as this. I remember this exact texture combination with these like weird, how do you call that even? I completely forgot the term. It's keys in German. And this like weird tech base all around the side. That's such a striking memory, and they actually use it around back too. And here, this is originally also a brick, but made out of bricks, but it's made out of brown bricks. And the stairs are made out of this material. But this combination of this texture and this texture, it's just so striking my memory that I thought like it applied to this too. That's just how this entire structure looks, but it doesn't obviously. Then you get up here, there's a revenant that always shoots me when I go take a peek at him over here, so obviously I wouldn't forget that. And you might notice this is a bit, there's spot missing here. There's usually a window here with another revenant who is actually now here. I didn't know it extended that far. I thought there's just one door, you go through the door and that's it. What I did remember, however, was you fight demons around here somewhere. I remember that, but I thought like, oh, there's not enough space, and you definitely can see them from the house. So where did I put them? Down here. I remember there was like 4 demons. I thought you fight them down here. They just seemed logical to me. This is actually not part of the map. I knew that. The only reason I added it was because if you can see there in the corner there. Oh well, not now anymore. Yeah, no, it's my face. I wanted to add my face just as like a calling card, and I wanted people to go, when they play the map, I wanted them to go like, oh, why is there a computer all map here? I'm gonna open it and they see my face. That was the entire reason. I'm gonna quickly give myself all the keys. There we go. I remember there was a blue door here. I thought it was bars, but the bars are actually here. I knew there were bars here, and for the longest time I thought the bars is what you open here. But the bars are actually over here, and you just open like a random wall, and that made no sense to me, especially because this isn't even a secret in the original. I mean, it's not a secret here either, but like, why keep a secret here if you're going to... It's not even a secret. Why keep a secret room here that doesn't even count as a secret behind a fake wall instead of like the bars at least, like in map 2? Nope, not the case. Anyway, this is where you get the red key, I remember that. What I remembered completely wrong was the switch for lowering the fire blue texture. That's obviously, the fireplace, which I remember very distinctly. I don't know if it damages you in the original. I thought it was here because, that's the secret room. Why does this room exist? Like, actually, why does this room exist in the original? Just for, like, an enemy and some, like, items? No, I thought that's where the secret was, because it just made sense to me logically. I didn't know you could only get to the secret once you had actually obtained the blue card, or the blue key, rather. Anyway, this one actually goes to the plasma rifle secret, and it's not a secret in the original, but in my mind I thought it has to be a secret, because like it's such a roundabout way of getting here, so it has to be a secret, but it isn't. And that's where you get the plasma rifle, and I put these cell packs here because I thought, why would there be 4 plasma rifles? That makes no sense. 1 is enough, you only need 1. So in my mind I thought, I'm gonna put these here, but then I remembered like, wait a second, but you also get the plasma rifle here, so where do I put it? In the middle. But then you can't spawn in the middle, so I just put the teleporter destination here, so you wouldn't like immediately pick it up, because I remember you don't pick it up immediately. Coming over to the red building, this is such a striking image. Like, it's probably the coolest building in the entire map. You open it and there's corpses inside. And I think they opened slower in the original, but I kind of wanted that reveal to be like, oh my god, there's corpses inside, how gruesome. So I just made it a fast door. And I remember you can go around back and get into this building. And this is where it gets a bit weird. I remember there being blood here, and it's all very fleshy, and there's tentacles. That's such a cool imagery. I never forgot that. In the original, the blood doesn't, reach up until here. You could stay on safe ground for a bit. Then you go up here, and it like sort of drops down here. And I didn't know that because I don't always go into the secret. But I remembered very distinctly. You can stand on this one, and you can also stand on this one. If you stand here on the very edge, you can lower them. That's what I remember. That was one of the first things I implemented. And I remember that's how you get the BFG secret, because I only usually go up here, and then I press this, and then it goes down. That's how you get the BFG. And then we're coming around to this one, actually. This, I don't even know what this is supposed to be in the original. It's like a weird, like, U shape. It's much bigger in the original, by the way. And there's no imps. But I remember, I don't know what it is. It, like, stuck in my mind because I always wondered, what the hell is this? Is it like a broken tower, like a building? I knew it was, I had to put it here. That's what I knew there was one here. Wait, no, I didn't actually know there was one here. I remember the structure existed, but where I originally put it was over here. And you may also notice the texture isn't quite right. It's using the same texture as this, which is like all around here, which doesn't really work. It's just like black windows. I think they're meant to represent buildings. That's how I interpret them. And I used them everywhere because usually this is also I think this is the same texture as this wall. But I just remember this texture being so out of place that I just applied it to everything. I applied it to this one, to this one, to this one. In my mind, that just worked. Anyway, that's where I put the U shape originally, because I just thought in my mind, like, no, that's where you put it. That's where you, like, take cover from the enemies when the battle approaches, when you get the, you know, key card. And you can hear the door open, and that's where the enemies are. I'm not gonna spawn them now, but I remember that's where they are. I put zombie men here. I don't know why. I think I didn't even know which enemies to put. Usually there's like there's Kako demons, a lot of them, imps, a lot of them, and I'm dying, as well as some Mankebai. But I guess in my mind I just went like, no, it's gonna be like low tier enemies because it's a slaughter map. Like it's so much fun to kill like those low tier enemies, and you have to do that if it's like a slaughter map. I also remember this section. That's the famous mines, or like holes, or whatever you want to call them. I remember you get an invulnerability. I don't think you get it here. I think you get it in this one. And in this one I put a light map. Now, what I distinctly remember was it's dark and there's some specters here. And you can't see the specters very well because it's dark. That's what I remember. I thought this invulnerability that's in the original was the light amplification visor, because I remember picking it up and actually being able to see what's going on. So I would go here, pick it up, go over to this cave, and I would actually be able to see what's inside. I remember doing that on the GBA, and that's just how it was in my mind. I also don't remember the red suit being on top of here. I kind of felt like weird, like you don't want to pick it up when you go up here. Like maybe you do, maybe you don't. So I put it on the side. But that's basically the entire map. It's just, I think it's just interesting how your mind makes these little connections between things that don't really make sense overall, but in your mind, it just clicks. It just goes like, oh, no, you know, obviously there can't be like 4 plasma rifles here. Like, it just doesn't make sense. But, you know, the original map doesn't make sense. It does look like that. This part also, I remember, well, there's like some revenants here. But I think I don't remember the revenants because I don't really play that often on Ultraviolence. At least the most of the time I played those maps, I didn't. I only play on Hurt Me Plenty. So I didn't really know the locations of certain enemies. Like, there's also another Revenant here, but I only had one because I only ever fought one here, or most of the time I only ever fought one. What I also remember is that here is some bars, and they require a red key, and you can actually slide between them. In the original, it's just one bar, and you can slide like on the side. And I remember doing that on the GBA, and I was like so excited about it, and I tried to recreate it, but I didn't know how to make it work. And Decino pointed it out. He asked like, oh, you know, can you slide through here? Oh, no, you can't. That's unfortunate. I tried to add that because I knew you could do that, but I didn't know that it was just one and you could slide like on the side. I thought it was 2 and you could slide in the middle, like it was the Citadel, but it's not. And then it just goes up, and that's the end of the map. I think it's just really interesting how the human mind works sometimes. You can see it in the other maps made by the other people. Like, Hell Knights will turn into Barons of Hell or vice versa because, you know, that's the big bull demon and such, and they look identical, so of course you'd mistake them. Same as the Keke demons and the Pain Elementals, or like Spectres and Demons and such. They're almost identical, or the Zombie Men. So obviously people mistake them for one another. The mind just remembers certain aspects, like this area is dangerous, this is where you need the red suit, this is where you need the BFG, or where you get the BFG. And even though it doesn't quite fit together, you can still play the map. Like, even if you go to a place and you remember like, oh, this is where you fight the Kaka demons, and you get there and it's not a Kaka demon, it's like a Mancubus. Your mind still doesn't realize that you misremembered it. You just go there and that's how it is, and your mind just adapts. But when you try to recreate that, then it suddenly starts to fall apart because you go like, wait, no, that's where the demons were. No, wait, that's where the imps were? But the imps don't make sense on this map. No, it's gotta be demons. And suddenly it starts to like twist and turn. And I just kind of feel like that's really interesting. How when you actually try to make use of that knowledge that you think you have, suddenly it starts to like really show its limits and why a lot of these maps break apart. There's a really good one, Industrial Zone especially. The creator, I don't know if the creator even played the map before making the map, like maybe like once as a kid or something, but there's like certain points that are almost identical. Like there's a big wooden structure, even though it's not right in the middle. There's a big castle, which is where you get to the Wolfenstein level, and then there's another big wooden structure. That's like everything that stayed in their mind, and the entire map is a complete mess. It's all over the place, but that's how they remembered it. They are the right locations, these aspects, but they're not correctly implemented, obviously. Like certain parts are left out, like the big wooden house in the middle is completely gone, which is good because I don't like it. It's like, it's forgettable. You know, your like mind glosses over it because there's other wooden buildings in the area, so maybe you connect those together. And I'd like to know what you think about that. I'd like to know if there's some maps or like some parts in games that you remember a very certain way, but when you get back to them, you realize like, wait, that's not how it is. Wait, that's not right. I'd just love to know. So let me know in the comments. Also, let me know how this video style works. I know it's like completely unscripted and I'm stumbling over my words and it's not very pretty. And the intro took me a million tries, so I'm just gonna stop talking now. Thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful day and goodbye.